New season, new signings, new tactics. Let's talk about the big three in Spain and what changes they've made ahead of the new season, starting with Real Madrid.
Basically, Real Madrid signed two players, Morata and Asensio, who's a playmaker, a really young talent, impressive one. But they haven't changed that much the squad. It's bigger, it's better squad, but we'll see what happens with the tactics. Zidane last season lacked a bit of press, they couldn't press high up, and this season, at least the first game, they tried to move the defense a bit higher up, and we'll see if they maintain that, because that could help them to dominate the games, to play on the other side of the pitch.
So the one change you've seen from Real Madrid so far this season, obviously it's early doors, is that they're putting more pressure higher up the field.
Yeah, by now is the only change that we've seen, but that should be really useful for them, because that could take the ball of the rival all the time, and that could help them if they are desperate to score a goal, for example.
Right, Mark, next up, Barça, who've spent 80 million euros over the summer, but it looks like 80 million euros basically on players that are going to be on the bench.
All of them are young, 22 years old, all of them, and they have to compete with the starters, and they have to help Luis Enrique to rotate the team. That was the error of the last season. They were lacking some energy at the end of the season, and they have to rotate and share the minutes with the starters. Four good players that are not going to change the style of the team. The only change is Arda Turan is playing as a winger, not as a midfielder, and is doing really well.
And last but not least, it's Atletico Madrid, who, Mark, probably this season are the team that tactically at least are going to change more than anyone, is that right?
I think so. Simeone is a defensive coach, but he knows that if he wants to compete against the big teams, he has to improve his attack. He signed two forwards, Gameiro and Nico Gaitan, and I think that this season he's going to try what he tried last season, is to change the system. They always played with a 4-4-2, and this season I think that they are going to try to play with one forward more and play the 4-3-3. Gameiro is going to be a key player because he's really fast, and he's going to help them to play on the counter-attack against the big teams, Barça or Real Madrid or on the Champions League.
You mentioned Gameiro. Who else is key in this new formation?
Carrasco or Nico Gaitan, even Griezmann can play on the sides. And one of the goals or one of the things that Simeone wants to achieve is to have Koke as a defensive midfielder or here in the middle to give balls to the forwards.
Nice one.